Hey, what's up guys? So in this video I'm going to use the one graphic that I created in the previous video and convert it into 4 different t-shirt designs. Now the idea here is to inspire you that if you have just one graphic or don't have time for more designs, you can use just one graphic and convert it into different versions of the same niche for the t-shirt designs, and to get the maximum number of you can say possibilities of sales for that particular niche. So if you are interested in that, let's get started. So before I go into start creating the t-shirt design, let me show you what I did some tweaks in the previous design after I have done creating the video, last video. The only thing I did is that to decrease the size of these blue petals behind the front petals, and the other thing that I did is just change the colors of the stars from light blue to white to be more suitable for this kind of designs. And the same thing I done with this design, I decreased the blue petals. And another additional design that I just created was that to add a US flag to the petals instead of this second design that you can see here, the stripes and the blue, plain blue color. And the way I added this as a flag to the petal is by the same way that I added stripes to the front petals. So if you are interested in checking that out, you can check the previous video and you will be able to know that how I added the flag to the both petals. So yeah, that's all, and let's start by creating the first t-shirt design. So here is the basic layout of the first t-shirt design that I'm going to create. And the top circle of the filled area will be the graphic area in which I'll put the design or the graphic element, and these rectangle areas, the outline areas, are going to be the text areas in which I'll put some text. So this is the basic layout, and you can follow this kind of layout for any kind of design that you want to create using one only graphic. So let's just hide this one and bring in this graphic. Let's say I want to maybe bring in this one. For the simplicity, I will just using this one. I'll also use the other two graphics as well because they are just the same thing. So I'll just paste it here and maybe decrease its size a bit here. I think that looks fine. Yeah, this is looking fine. Now it's time to add the different text behind below it. So I'm going to use this artistic text tool, put the words. Let's put the words faith, family, and freedom. Now that we have put the text, and all of these three words have the same font size, and I'm going to change the fonts to be more suitable for this design. One thing that you notice here is that the size of each word is in increasing order, in the ascending order. This one is the smallest, the family one is the larger, then the faith one, and the freedom is the largest of this second text. And if you want to keep it that way, that's totally depends upon you, but I like to keep all of these things in the same size of the width here, and that might decrease, of course that will decrease the size of the font, but it will give it a clean rectangular look. But before I do that, I'll need to change the font, so I'll just quickly change the fonts for all of these. I think that looks fine. I'll now just change the text size, so I'll just bring it down here, increase its size to be almost similar to the third one, like that, and the first one should I increase it to be similar as well. Now I'll definitely have to create some gaps between these texts, and as I've just created all those of the similar width size, let's just align them horizontally, and that looks fine. I might decrease it a little bit even further to increase the size of the flower at the top, and that looks fine for now. Now this is looking pretty fine. I might just keep it as it, or you can change the fonts colors as well if you want. That totally depends upon you. I'm not going to go into much detail or deep into that. I'm just going to show you the different layouts that you can create for your t-shirt design using just simple one graphic. So let's just save it and move on to the second t-shirt design. Okay, this is the second layout, and in this layout we are going to have a text in the form of an arc at the top, and below that we are going to have our graphic element, and below that we are going to have this just one word or a small words, two words maybe below that graphic. So it will give it kind of like an arc or a logo style look to our designs. So let's just start creating the design. For this purpose I'm going to use this second design version that I've created. So I'll just copy it and paste it here, and maybe of course decrease its size here, and that looks fine. I'll just put it at the center here, and then I'm going to put the text or text at the top. And in order to do that, first I'm going to have to create a path here, and I'm going to use not going to use a circular path, rather an oval shaped path, and let's just align it to the center. And then I'm going to use a text tool, and using the artistic text tool, as soon as I just put more design near to it, let me just hide the background. So as soon as I put my cursor near to the path, you can see that it changes the shape of this cursor, and it shows me that it is now a text on a path tool. So I'll just put the text here, and let's type the words is that my favorite color is. Let's just increase our text size a lot, and maybe this thing. Okay, I haven't selected the text, so I'll just increase the size here, and I think that looks fine. Now it is inverted, and of course we can definitely change it, and let's just use this thing and then change it to this thing, and maybe move it like something like that. Now here it is aligned at the left side, as you can see that it is left aligned. I want it to be center aligned, so that if I change its maybe change the text later on for another version of the code, I will be easy to change it and without messing up the center position of our text. So I'll just align it to the center and then bring it here, and maybe something like that. I think I need to decrease the font here and put the word here is okay. So that looks fine. Now I just need to change the font and the font color. I think I would like to design it for a white t-shirt, so let's just do that. So I'll keep it as black, and let's change the font. Okay, let's just increase the size of our font, and then I'm just going to move on to the next text that is should be at the below of this graphic. So I'll just increase the size, maybe something like that, 96. That looks fine, and I might have to adjust it a little bit, something like that. So yeah, this is looking fine, and let's just decrease the size of our graphic to be more suitable with this size of the font. And I might change the font to be more change it to something like taller font later on, but for now let's just keep it like that. In fact, just do that. You just fix the shape of this our oval to be more circular, and to have more curve to our text. Let's just align it, and then let's just change the font to be a more kind of like a font that has more length to it. So let's just do that. I think I like this one because the height of this font is a bit higher or larger than the previous font. So I might just increase the font size here, just selecting all the font, all the text, and then change it to maybe 110. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that is looking fine. Maybe increase it to 120. I think that looks fine. Now we need to increase our text size, maybe the designs and graphic element. And one thing I have noticed that our center area is increasing in size, which we do not want. So I'll just select this ellipse tool which has this stroke to it, and I'll decrease the stroke to be, let's say, make it 8, and in the stroke I also have a stroke on this ellipse as well. This increase it to 8 as well. I think that looks fine. And the one thing that I should have done before decreasing the size is select those graphic element, and in the stroke option I should have chosen this option, that's scale with object. Now yeah, that's looking fine, and now it's time to put the second text element that is below it, and let's just use this artistic text tool and put the text here below it, and let's take the word freedom. And now let's change the font. This is looking fine, and you don't have to use the same font. You can increase it, you can actually change, not increase. So this is looking fine, and for me this design is pretty good. I might change the colors later on to be more suitable for that. Maybe change this top color to the red and the bottom color to the blue, and make slightly modifications to it. But the basic idea is to create this type of design, this kind of thing, this kind of, you can say, layout of our graphic. So yeah, that's all for the second design. Let's move on to the third design. Okay, the third design here is that we have a graphic at the center and a text at the top in the circular form, and also the text at the bottom. So the whole text around it should be in a circular form. So this is kind of like a circular shape of logo, circle type of thing, layout. So yeah, let's just hide these things and let's just put in a graphic. Let's just use the same graphic here and paste it here and decrease its size a bit. And before decreasing the size, I need to just choose this option called scale with object. So let's just decrease its size, and let's just put it at the center here. Now we want to have a tag, a circular area around it, in which we can type our text. And let's put the same word. Let's just use the same word. My favorite color is, and using the text type tool, let's just increase our text, change its fill color to the white, and increase our text size, and maybe decrease it something like that, 96. And let's just use the same for the simplicity in order to save this time. Let's just align the text to the center and move it in this location. Increase the size to be much higher, maybe 120. I think this is looking fine. And now I'm going to put the word freedom at the bottom. So I'll just copy this one, paste it here, and change our text to the freedom, and then put this text below it. Well, now that our text is at the bottom, but the problem here is it is on the inside, and in order to move it on the outside, we just need to increase our size of this circular area, and so that its border is touching the top part of the upper text, something like that. I think that looks fine. And now what we have to do is that match the font style of the upper text, and let's just have this one. So this font is 130, and we have to use the same font that is for the bottom text, that is 130. But one thing we need to do is that we need to create some spaces between these words. So I'll just select this text, and in order to do that, we are going to use that character panel here. And if it is not visible here, what you can do is that go to the view studio and choose this word called character. So now what we have to do is to kind of put some distance between the words. So I'm going to use this second option called tracking, and I'm just going to do maybe 50%. I think I have to do a lot more than 50%, so let's just put the right number that would just fix this spacing between the words. I think that looks fine, and it is looking pretty good now. And one thing that we can do is that to create some kind of, you can say, that outlines in the outer circular area. So in the layers panel, let's just use these both text and maybe slightly decrease their size a little bit, and something like that, to be more fitting around the circular area. And now what we need to do is to create some kind of outlines yet. So I'm just going to use this ellipse tool and create a circular shape here, and just align it at the center, something like that, and decrease its size somewhat like that. I think this is looking fine. Yeah, maybe slightly decrease it even further. Yeah, this is looking fine. We might have to increase our outer text area size a little bit. Yeah, this looks fine. Now we need to what we can do is that we can put another outline of this white area ellipse on the outside. So I'll just press Ctrl J to copy it and increase the size and move it on the outer side like that. And now the outer area and the inner area, they are two different shapes, as you can see here. So I'll just put this smaller one at the top, and then I'm going to choose both of these and choose this second option called subtract at the top. and it will help us to keep the uniformity around the of the stroke around it. Now this is looking fine. I might have to just decrease its you can say that stroke size here, and maybe change its color to be white. And another thing that we can do is that put some elements here, just random element, maybe zigzag lines or star shapes. I have already created a video on creating circular shape in Inkscape, so if you want to check that out, you can do that. And let me just put star shape here and on the other side as well, and like that, put it here, and fill it with white color maybe, and something like that. Copy it and then put it at the top to fill this area. So these two are looking fine. We'll just select both of these and press Ctrl J to copy these, and on the top we are going to flip it horizontally and move it on the other side here to fill it. So yeah, this is looking pretty fine, and then the rest of the task is might be just coloring it as you would like. So the basic idea is complete the layout of the design. So this is our third t-shirt design. Let's just save it and move on to the fourth design. So the fourth layout, as you can see here, is that our graphic should be on a halfway. So half graphic and half text. That other text could be on the right side or on the left side depending upon your likeness, but this is the basic layout. So let's just hide it and let's just use this graphic. Maybe this time let's just use this graphic instead. So let's copy it and paste it here, and I'm going to scale it down just a little bit and move it at the center here. And then before I go and creating the text here, let's just convert it into a half graphic. So I'm going to use this rectangle tool, and in the side we are going to use put a rectangle that is half the size of our whole document. So let's just cancel any kind of stroke color. Now I want to make this graphic a child of our rectangle, so I'll just make it like that, and that's looking fine. I can readjust it and position it something like that as well. That is the beauty of doing it inside Affinity Designer. You can adjust it later on. Let's just increase the size a little bit maybe and move it here. This is looking fine, and I'm going to adjust it and move it slightly even on the other side so that we have some space on this side. And on this we can just put the same words, 3 words like faith, family and freedom, or any other words that you might like. That totally depends upon you. So I'm just going to quickly put those text here. So here goes our text, and one thing that you notice is that our text is a lot smaller than the design outside. Let's just use the white background. So you can see that our text is a lot smaller than the other part of this design, that is the graphic element. And one thing that you can do in such cases, if you have a text smaller than that, you can of course decrease the size of our graphic element to fit it like that, and then move the whole thing like that and increase the size. That is one way to do it. Another way to do is to put an additional elements at the bottom and at the top of the text. For example, like this one and like this one, I'm going to put maybe some bars here, something like that, and change its color to black. At the moment I might change it to the blue or red depending upon our design. So I'll just copy it, paste it and move it at the top. So in this way you are going to create some kind of variations in it and some kind of uniqueness to your design. So you might you can also put different kind of stars depending upon your on your niche and what you are going for. So you can see I just simple element geometric shapes using nothing else but pre-built and shapes in our this software, and that's how you can create this half graphic and half text design for your niches. And let's just quickly color it so that you can see a colored version of this design as well. So I'm just going to skip this part to save time, and I'll show you what the colored version looks like. So just speed up this video. So guys, this is the color version of the design, and frankly I like the black and white design a lot better than this one. And yeah, so just wanted to show you that you can easily color it in just a few seconds. So guys, that concludes our video, and hopefully you have found inspiration from this video and these tips to be helpful in creating your t-shirt designs for your business. If so, make sure that you like the video, it will help me with the YouTube algorithm. And if you have any questions regarding this video or any of my previous video, you can subscribe to this channel or ask me in the comments below. Actually, you can ask me in the comments below and then subscribe to this channel, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.